Milk producers empowered by milk, and our conversations brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And in the studio with us this very morning from the Homer Center School District, it is their, I want to get it right, indoor percussion and indoor color guard, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Oh, come on. Gosh, you got to be a little more enthusiastic than that. I mean, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There we go. Now we're kicking. Hey, you guys actually have a season, right?
Yes.
Who wants to tell me about that? First of all, I'll tell you what. Let's introduce everybody so that people know who's talking with us this morning.
All right. So my name is Katie Burgess.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Maggie Buggy.
And you are both color guard.
Yes.
Okay. And on the other microphone, I guess we've got our percussionist.
Ashley Muma.
I'm Grace Ann Bush.
I'm Lily Freed.
I'm Josh Dysadu.
All right, there you go. We've got the introductions out of the way. So now, somebody tell me about the indoor season. It actually starts this weekend, huh?
Yeah, it does. We started kind of late this year. We didn't start until like January.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we start closer to like December, but there was other stuff that most of us participated in, so we had to start later. But it goes up until the first weekend of May when we all go to Wildwood, New Jersey and compete in like the finals for the entire East Coast.
Wow. And do you have to qualify to get there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Has that qualification taken place, or is it based upon what happens on these ensuing weeks?
It bases upon like your points for the competitions that we go to.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to reach a certain score to qualify to do that.
Okay. So it's an actual competition with other schools.
Yes.
So your first meet's coming up this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, somebody tell me about that.
So our first competition is this weekend, and like Lily said, we're starting a little later this year. We usually have a pre-show in January, but this is our first one, and we're really excited about it just to get out and be able to perform the show that we've been working on for so long.
Uh-huh. And it's where?
In Tyrone High School.
At Tyrone High School.
Yeah.
How many groups are going to be in competition with you? Okay, or maybe a better question is, what's the typical? Is it 5 schools, 10 schools?
Yeah, it really depends. There's probably like 10 to 20 schools,
Wow.
but there's like not all of them are percussion groups.
Uh-huh.
So like lots of schools have percussions, and then some just have color guards, and some just have percussions, and then there's dance groups too.
Do your ears ring after this? Because it seems like it would be very loud. I would have such a headache. Mr. Stolar's to our left. Do you have a headache after this?
Yeah, actually, that's been an ongoing problem for us. This year, we actually purchased all the kids.
Come on over to the microphone
Yeah.
there so we can...
That's actually been an ongoing issue for us, especially in the percussion world. This year, we actually went out and purchased each of the students a pair of high-fidelity earplugs that they keep on them at all times, so they wear them throughout rehearsals, trying to protect their hearing a little bit, in addition to, enhancing what we're doing in the gym. So yeah, it's a little bit better, I think, this year. No headaches when they're leaving practices, but we were fortunate. Our band boosters fronted that cost. It was hefty price tag, but worth it to protect their hearing. So
very much so.
Yeah.
So. All right, so let's talk a little bit more with the kids about what they do. Let's go color guard this time around, okay? Ladies, good morning to you again.
Good morning.
All right, so tell me what color guard does in relation to these competitions.
All right, so we do the same kind of thing that the percussion does. We put on a show, we have a mat that we pull out, and we have flags, rifles that we spin and dance to the song that we have and the show we have that year.
And how many are in the color guard?
We have 16 girls this year.
16 girls. Oh, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of
A
the
lot
biggest.
more than last year.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest groups we've had in years.
Yeah, and obviously, I think it probably, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but it probably builds upon the fact that you've had so much success in past years, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think the fact that we have a growing marching band color guard as well, it's introducing a lot of those girls into the indoor program.
Yeah. Now, I imagine it's this way with percussion. Tell me if it's this way with color guard. There are girls who are coming in, or boys as well, who don't have a lot of experience, but you got to get them ready for competition. And so those of you who do have experience, you sort of work with them, become little student coaches, don't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. We have a lot of people, like practices where we just branch out and different groups would work on equipment to help all the younger ones be able to perform as well as the older ones can, which I think is great, especially to get them more interested in the groups, to do it more than 1 year.
So how many years have you been doing this?
I have been doing this for 6 years.
6 years?
I've been doing it for 2 years.
For 2 years. All right. So you have that experience of the coming in and being tutored or mentored by,
Yeah.
by others who've done
I
it for a while.
remember having that last year, and it's a little different this year just because there's more younger girls coming up. I think about 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we had about 10 last year. And now I'm helping out more, and it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go back over here to percussion and talk to our percussionists. We have one male student with us here this morning, but I don't imagine you're the only male in the group, are you?
No, a lot of them are girls, but there are guys too. All of the quads are boys. There's 2 of them, me and another dude. There's one dude in the bass line. And
It's,
some in the
it's a
pit.
dude line,
Yeah,
line, is it?
A dude line.
So how many years have you been doing it?
This would be my 5th year.
Yeah, yeah. And when did you first get interested in the drums?
Really, I moved schools in 6th grade, and I did like percussion and concert band. And then in 7th grade, I did marching band, and I did indoor that same year.
Yeah, yeah. Ladies, about the same with you, about that same sort of experience. You pick it up maybe late elementary school and then come through the high school years. Is it that way for you too?
Kind of. I started on a different instrument, and then I kind of thought about doing indoor, and then I did, and I couldn't really play the instrument I played, so I had to switch. And there was definitely a learning curve, but it's good to branch out and try different things, even if you aren't super comfortable with them.
And you pretty have to learn pretty quick, don't you?
Yeah, it's definitely fast-paced.
Yeah. What about the other 2 of you?
Yeah, I was the same as Lily. I started on like wind instruments, but then like I wanted to participate in indoor percussion since it was just such a cool program. So it was just a learning curve with learning a new instrument and getting used to that. But like I still could like read the music and everything because I did the wind instrument, but just being able to switch and play percussion is cool.
And the one that they said was going to be most nervous about this, but she says she's not nervous at all.
The same with Grace. I started with a wind instrument, and then this is my 2nd year, so it's same music and everything. It's just a different instrument, so I like that more. I don't know. I like the changing instruments because I feel like it's more of a challenge for me to get like farther with music.
Yeah. Tell me about a typical after. I assume you're practicing after school. What's a typical practice like? Is it hours, days?
Well, it's usually not right after school. We practice 6 to 9 on Mondays and Thursdays, and it sometimes differs on Saturdays, but it's usually 11 to 2.
Is he a pretty hard
3-hour
driller?
Practices 3 days a week.
Is he pretty hard drilling you?
Yeah.
He is. All right. So your first when's your first home competition? April 4th. April 4th. Mr. Stollers, come back over and visit with us for a second or so, because I know that you've got the big championship event coming up, right? KCIC?
Yeah. So this year, our region decided to try to make something a bit more out of our region championships. I mean, usually we've pushed that around from high school to high school over the last several years. Well, over the last however many years the programs have existed. And and that's a great experience. Sometimes it's a little tight in certain areas when you make the best out of it. Some gyms are better than other gyms. But we got to talking, and this is something I've been pushing and looking into the details of for the last 4 or 5 years now, since they built since the KCAC arena went up. And we got to talking, and it was decided by the executive board, let's give this a shot. Let's move it over to a big arena and make it a bit of a larger experience for our students. The other bonus to that, our students go out to compete at Atlantic Coast Championships each year, and that's in a very large arena. And I think these guys would probably agree with you, but the first time you've gone into that arena, and the only thing you've ever been into before that is high school gyms, it's a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
It's, whoa, this is pretty big, So we think this will help our region be a little bit more prepared for those championship events out east, because they're already going to have that experience a week earlier going into that. So
when is the regional?
The regional is April 28th. Is that the Saturday? Is that right?
Got to look at the calendar.
That's not right. I know that's not right. I do have to look at
Is
the
it the
calendar.
last weekend
It's
of
the last
April?
weekend in April, yes.
All right, so let me see. That would be Friday the 24th, the 25th, is
25th.
Saturday.
I'm sorry, it's the 25th.
Saturday the 25th.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is something folks should know they can go see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, doors will be open to the public. Tickets are $10. We invite people, please come and check it out. We hope that this can become an annual thing, but the only way that can happen is if it's successful as far as having people come in and check it out. I know we have a pretty music and arts rich county in Indiana County. I mean, there's a lot of great arts things going on in our area with IUP and everything and all the other local schools. And I think it's a great opportunity for our area. We'd love to get some people out there to check it out. Maybe get some other local schools involved in this as well. I mean, Penn's Manor jumped on board this year. They're now going to be competing with their majorette squad, and Blairsville also has a majorette squad that competes as well. So it's a good thing for our area.
Yeah, so that's at least 3 Heritage Conference teams that'll be there.
It is, yeah. Well, Blairsville's in a different region. They're too far south, but
Yeah. Okay, Heritage Conference schools, let's put it that
yes.
way. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. That is going to be on April the 25th. Meanwhile, you've got your own competitions that you're going to. How many competitions do you go to in a season? It's not every
got
weekend.
5 or 6. We usually go, once we get started, it's every other weekend usually. April's every weekend. April's packed. I mean, we don't miss a weekend in April.
Yeah.
But the early couple months, we maybe have a show in January, maybe one in February, and then every other week in March, and then every week in April.
So how are they doing? I mean,
Excellent.
you've got quite the history there. You've got some championships in your background.
We do, yeah. Our programs have been extremely successful over the last 6 years, and a lot of these kids have been involved in, for the duration of that. Color Guard has several regional championships. That's our local championships under their belt. In addition, with an Atlantic Coast bronze medal a couple years ago, which got them promoted to a new competition class. Our percussion group, same thing, a lot of regional championships. They won the gold medal Atlantic Coast Championships in 2016, silver in 2017. So we're looking to get back on the medal podium with both those groups this year out at Atlantic Coast and see how we can do. So
That's terrific stuff.
Yeah.
Terrific stuff. Kids are all enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this season. Terrific. All right, wave to everybody on Facebook. Thanks for coming in to visit with us here today. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. All right, we're headed toward the top of the hour.